All right, let's begin. Good. So, thank you everyone for coming in Sunday morning, Saturday night for Rena. Because I was very excited for everyone to see this, everyone's journals. It's going to be really rare to get everyone together at any point physically, but at least this way we know that you at least get an idea of what is happening with the art retreat. I'm sure there's a lot of curiosity, so I'm hoping that through this we'll answer everyone's questions. We will. I also welcome questions towards the end, but just to keep things in order, if you have any questions, it will be great if you can put that in the chat box below. There doesn't have to be an order to it, as and when you think of your questions, you can put them in chat and I can pick anyone to answer. You can direct your questions to anyone also. So, what you're going to see today, I'll just give you an idea, is a flip through of everyone's journals, and everyone is one by one going to speak about a little bit about their experience, a little bit about certain aspects of the retreat as far as they're concerned, and excuse me, in general, how they went about with making their journal and things like that. It's not going to be, I'm trying to keep it tight, so everyone is going to speak in about 2 3 minutes or so, but you know what, it's supposed to be a fun thing, so I don't want to restrain anybody from sharing whatever they would like to share. So we are all everyone can just sit back, relax, get your cup of coffee, tea, warm beverage, cold beverage, whatever you'd like, and we will start soon. So we are going to go one by one. I'm going to first invite Amulya to speak about her experience. She will share some pictures from her journal, and once she has spoken, I'll share her journal flip through so you can watch that as well. And I'm going to be putting all the flip throughs on the Art from Home group so you can go through them very slowly as well. After this whole thing is done, I did not want to do that before, obviously, because I wanted to keep everyone curious. Okay, so Amulya, I will switch over to you and let's begin. Wait, I think you'll have to unmute.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we can hear you now.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. So this is my second retreat with Aditi after the Goa Art Retreat. And I've seen a lot of change in the way my sketchbook was in Goa and how it is this time. First of all, the retreat was fantastic. It was a very, very good experience for all of us. It was a perfect group size also. It was perfect for that band that we had. And everything was so well planned out. I mean, if you see Aditi's,
Sorry.
Oops. Can we mute, please? Whoever's joined last. Sorry about that.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we've all been in Aditi's classes for a few years, few months now. So we know her working style, lot of attention to detail, and that reflected in her planning as well. Everything was so meticulously planned that we didn't have to worry about anything at all. Just wake up, pack, and leave for the day. And then when we come back, the host was so gracious, all three of them. So it was Orunevi, Anyas, and Gopal hosting us over there. And the villa was beautiful. The place that it was located at was really beautiful. And when we come back after our day trips, we were treated to the most delicious food. And Agnes would, set up these nice cheese platters that was so really, really exquisite to even look at. That, yeah, we would first click pictures and eager to eat, we would eat them and then sit down and sketch. And then also, I'd like to talk a little about the retreat itself because I've attended two of hers so far. So in Goa, because it was my first one, I just didn't know where to start, how to start, and I just not too many classes done by then. But then after 2 years and a lot of learning with Aditi, when I went to this one this time, I could, break down her classes, the learnings from her classes, and actually put them in my sketchbook. So this retreat actually, as always, when you do plein air, it's a very different experience when you look at something in real life and then you convert the 3 dimension into 2 dimension in your sketchbook. So the classes are great to get your basics right, but then when you sit down there, you have to trick your brain not to, go about doing it. You have to actually train your eyes not to listen to your brain, like Aditi also says. So I started with when we went to Grass, we went to this perfumery called Fragonard. And if you see, this window actually became a very nice starting point for me. So if you think of, starting from a blank page, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming and intimidating. So that window became a nice viewfinder for me. So I just stood there inside the perfumery and started one window at a time. And so it became a composition in itself. So the idea is to just start, don't worry about where it's taking you. You just trust yourself and you just start. So that was the first plein air I did over there. And then the next one was this one, which we went outside the building. And this is a more different approach where I just did the wash first. So you block out the space with color. That's another approach that I took. And then did the line detailing later. So when you're pressed for time and you have like 15-20 minutes to do, so either you do like a small one with a viewfinder, you do a quick line and then maybe do the wash later, or you do the wash first and then the line. So that was one from Grass. And then these are spreads that we worked on after coming here. So you can see that there is much more detail. But then when you do something like this, loose and quick, there is a certain energy to it that some people take to. This is another one that I did. And then I'd like to share even this page from a place called Gourdon. It was a small, quaint little medieval town with, just one entryway. It was very small. And that was the first place that we went to up in the hills. And then we sat down and started sketching, and there were the locals coming up to us and looking at our books. That was really good. And then this is another page from there.
These are looking lovely, Amulya. Very nice. Since I've told everyone to stay mute, I'm sure they're saying wow, wow, but we can't hear anything. So
Thank you so
they are absolutely lovely.
So while we were there, Aditi showed us, how to look at buildings from this perspective, like when there are a row of houses and then you don't know where to start, right? So you look at one line at a time. You just start with one line and then you go on to the next line relative to the line that you've already made. And with this, for me, my challenge is always to put a pencil or a pen mark on the page first. But I kind of am, overcoming that challenge with maybe larger brush strokes, putting down color first, or even using like bold markers first. So, yes, I'm telling myself that eventually I will get there. And we did that exercise of, you know, overcoming that challenge also when we were at the Picasso Museum. So we did some of the sculptures that Picasso had made. And if you see his, sculptures are so bold, the line is so confident that it gives you also a certain confidence to do it. And yes, so I'd like to wrap up saying this retreat in its entirety was really, really good for me, and it was nice to break away from everything over here. And I'd like to do more of these. I'd urge you also to do more of the retreats. But before that, keep up with the practice, because everyday practice matters a lot. I felt, your fingers just have a certain memory. If you do it every day, even for 10-15 minutes is fine. So Aditi's classes are just brilliant, but you have to keep up with it with everyday practice. Thank you.
Okay. Wow. Thanks, Amulya. Very nice.
Yes, lovely. Real treat.
Great. So, Amulya and everyone, actually, I have opened up the chat. So, please read through the chat also, because that's one way you can keep seeing how, since everyone has been told not to talk, at least over there, they can let go of their thoughts. All right. So, I'm going to share Amulya's flip through. It's just going to be a quick flip through. I've deliberately asked everyone to keep it short, but each image is beautiful. And I would encourage all of you, when I put it up on the group, stop, pause the video, and observe everyone's creative expression. Also, I am going to show a short 6-minute film after everyone has made their presentation, which will show you the place, the people we stayed with, and a general idea of how the whole trip went about. Right, so this is Amulya's flip through, and I am going to try to keep the sound off and give you some playback of my own. Amulya, do you want to tell us something about these pictures?
Yeah, this was when Orunevi took us for the morning walk, which it was in the woods around the villa that we stayed at. The lily pond was such a beautiful surprise for us.
And this is a picture of Orunevi. We had a photograph from which I think Amulya, you made it, right?
Yes, yes.
These
That's
tomatoes was something that Amulya started as soon as we, like, she left, kept her bags and started making these tomatoes. I have a picture of that.
that was all of us sitting and jamming every day at the table. It was a nice alfresco dining area there.
Yeah. This is a sample of the cheese and cheese boards in the evening. Oh, wow. This is beautiful. This page has turned out really good. Perfect for Fragonar, I think.
These are all the vintage labels that they had.
Superb. Lovely idea, putting a window there. The interiors of the store were like that, so it made sense to bring a little bit of that.
Un regard qu'on croise longtemps. Le temps d'un jazz, c'est de l'extase.
Oh, cute.
C'est presque une occasion. Et pour une occasion, ça tourne encore bien mieux qu'avant.
This place had this dog going about, bounding here and there. If you can show my video, can you all see?
1 second, I'll just stop share and I'll show yours. Yes.
We'd been given these postcards by Aditi, and so it was a perfect subject for this.
It's turned out so cute. I'm sure that's why you didn't send it to anyone. Okay, let's go on.
They had the cutest looking post boxes also, nice bright yellow ones.
C'est le temps d'un jazz sur 2-3 phrases volées au temps. C'est le temps d'un jazz d'avant. C'est un air qui jazz depuis la phase et jusqu'à quand.
Lovely, very nice.
Et le temps d'un jazz, c'est de l'extase pour quelques francs. C'est rien qu'une occasion.
Super.
Et pour une occasion, ça tourne encore bien mieux qu'avant.
Everyone is going to have this picture.
Yeah, this is what Aditi demonstrated for us over there at Cannes.
Oh, nice. Where did you get that sticker? Oh my God.
At the store there.
Oh. Oh, lovely. What a beautiful spread.
Aditi, it turns out that Henri Matisse was not buried in the cemetery in Saint-Paul-de-Vence. His final resting place is in Nice.
Yes, yes. The one who is buried there is Marc Chagall.
Okay.
So Marc Chagall's tomb is there, and Henri Matisse was taken back to Nice.
Okay.
But they all stayed in Saint Paul.
This is from Aix-en-Provence.
Wonderful.
It's a place with over 50 fountains.
Oh, okay.
And this was from Marseille. This is Paris.
Excellent. So cute. Your figures are looking so nice, Amulya.
Thank you.
Oh,
C'est le temps d'un jazz, c'est dans un vase du lilas blanc. Un regard qu'on croise longtemps.
gorgeous. Thank you. Good, this is great. All right, so next, I'm going to ask Rena. So, a little bit about Rena. She decided the moment we said I'm doing this retreat, she said I'm coming. Rena is the person who I can give the least attended classes award to. So far, it's just half a class. But she is a friend of mine from school, so she can bully me into anything.
Yes.
And I didn't have to bully her into coming to this. She just loved the idea. She said, "Look, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But she is the bravest person I know. She'll take on a challenge like that. She has absolutely no qualms. She's always willing to learn something new and participating in absolutely anything. You tell her tomorrow we're going skydiving, she'll say, yeah, okay, why not? I'll ride once.
I'm not sure about that, Aditi.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, you never know what
You
friends can make
never
you do, right?
know. You never know. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Anna will speak a little bit now.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
And
As
one minute,
Go ahead.
Rena is in Chicago, by the way. So this
Yes.
is Saturday night for her. So she just trying to coordinate the whole thing with her being so 12 hours away. That itself was a big challenge. Yeah, go ahead, Rena.
With me missing quite a few messages that Shivani had to keep telling me later. But that was a fun part of it. But hi, everyone. Rena out of Chicago, almost what 10 here. But I'm really enjoying this because getting to see all the work that everyone's done in this amazing way. So as Aditi mentioned, this was my very first art retreat after half a class. So I cannot agree more with what Amelia just said, that practice is what's going to get you there. But when you'll see my pictures, you'll know that I was not that bad. I mean, I think it was a good start. Uh, um, as I say, that maybe I didn't do what Picasso did, but at least I think I did what Picasso started off with, which was, with a lot of curiosity and freedom. I think that was the most important part for me over here. So I think, yeah, as Amulya said, it was absolutely brilliantly arranged and planned. We really didn't have to think about anything. So I think great job, Aditi, out there. It was so flawless, the whole planning. I mean, this being your first time, I think you did a brilliant job there. And for me, this, as Aditi said, this was the first one, and I was just taking a break from work. And then that too at in the French Riviera. So it was like a dream come true. And it turned out to be just what I needed, a complete unplugged 2 weeks from work. I was very therapeutic and in ways that I didn't expect it to be, right? It was me slowing down, creating with my hands, and seeing things very differently. It was just amazing how each one of us would have a different perspective. This was like whatever I say that this was like my first art retreat. So Aditi, I think she brought so much warmth and depth to the experience, because it's not just the way she teaches art, it's her knowledge of art that makes it even more beautiful. You get immersed in it in a very different way, right? So she teaches it to be she made it very approachable and fun. I never felt that I have come just to learn art. I just felt like doing it, right? And this is for someone like me who has not been doing art, for forever. So it was really nice. um I think it helped me see, it also helped me experience it very differently. And for me, the best part was the people. I think we all arrived as strangers, I think most of us. But then we left as friends. We were sharing our meals, we were sharing stories, we were sharing sketchbooks, and a whole lot of laughter. So, and the hospitality was incredible, the sights were stunning, and then, of course, we made all these beautiful memories, which now we have captured in our journals. And mine is yet a work in progress. It was a truly unforgettable experience. It was very creative, very soulful, and it was full of heart. So really enjoyed it. I will keep coming back for more. Um, I think there are two pictures I shared with Aditi that I would share with everyone. One, this is from the place that we stayed. As Amelia mentioned, it was a beautiful place. It's called Lima de Lestrel, and I hope I'm saying that right. But it's this quaint little village, and this was a house on a hilltop with absolutely stunning views. And I loved the sunset. It was very relaxing and very peaceful just watching those sunsets. And and I think the whole experience was very nice. It was like home away from home. So the first day that we got there, other than Almulia, who kind of kept her bags and she was out there making tomatoes, we finally got down. At least I finally got down to doing art when we sat down to have lunch. And you'll see this is, I mean, I'm sharing this, which you will see is not. Wait, I think I've got this blurred. Can you see it, or I've got that blurred? Uh, are you able to see this, or it's blurred?
It's blurred.
It is blurred.
You'll
So you can unblur your
I
back.
have to remove the
Yeah.
background. Yeah, unblur the background.
How do I do this?
Go to
I
video.
think I got it blurred.
There's a small arrow
Mm,
besides the
one
start
second.
video
Yeah.
button.
No. No. Uh, gosh.
Do you see where
Uh,
you say video?
Wait, let me just come here. Yeah. Okay. I found it.
That's it.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So this one was our first, very, very first drawing. Now, this may seem very basic to most of you who have been taking classes with Aditi, but for me, this was very, um, it was very exciting, right? And so if I had to draw this, I don't know how I would draw this, but Aditi taught me like the basics of placement. How do you place, your art and make it look beautiful? How do you how do you write, right? About how you kind of integrate what you're writing about what you're drawing and then how you're drawing it, and not really getting lost in making sure that every line is perfect, and it's more about the perspective and that every person's perspective could be different. So she was like, draw without fear. So for me, this was the moment where I was taking that fear out of myself and saying, okay, I can draw. I don't need to think too much about it. And that was the whole beautiful, the beauty about it, that she made this so much fun that now I know that I can draw. I can do this more often. I mean, I actually carry a journal with me now whenever I'm going somewhere. So this is what it made me do the first day. I mean, it was just amazing. And then of course I remember these tomatoes, which don't look like tomatoes, but this was like a very fun moment because we all were comparing whose tomato looks the best, and we had such a laugh. So I made a lot of memories. I think every picture I look at is going to remind me of the moments that we created out there. So this was just so amazing. And then the other one I'm going to share is uh, now this one. I know this is very basic for most of you, and you'll be like, why am I even showing this? But for me, this was a very liberating moment because Aditi just told us, you know what, just drop your pencils, pick up your pen, go and stand in front of those flowers, and then just draw what you see directly with the pen. Now, for a person who's doing art for the first time like this, not using a pencil, not using an eraser, and just standing there and doing this, it was the most liberating moment for me. This took away whatever remnant of fear was inside me, that just took that away. And and this was right in the beginning. So the rest of the trip, I was really enjoying doing art, not bothering about whether the lines were straight or, I mean, or how I was doing it. I was just enjoying the process. So this really was very special. I think this is one of the best holidays I've had. And as I said, I'm going to keep coming back for more. So Aditi, thank you so much for organizing this.
lovely. Thanks, Rena. That food picture is looking so good. I don't think anyone would guess that this was like your first food picture, honestly. Balance, everything, proportions, you hit.
Thanks to you.
Uh,
Thanks to you and
oh,
all the others who were helping out.
yeah, just watching everybody else's work also.
Yes,
It always shows you, okay, who's doing what, and you can gain so much from just being there.
exactly.
Lovely.
Exactly. Oh, and just quickly, I think the hosts, the three people Amulya mentioned, Gopal, Arunevi, and Agnes. Oh my God, the best hosts you could have, the warmest people. I mean, so much of love out there. I mean, they really made it feel like home. Um, you guys have to go and experience it to know what we're saying.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Ren.
Thank you.
Right. So, yes, like I said, Rena is the best sport. She will do it. And as you can see, she's ready for instruction and then she follows through. I'm very proud of her. I would not have thought of this of Rena in school. She used to be really scared of doing stuff, but this is amazing.
Thank you.
So, next person in line alphabetically is Ritika. So, Ritika is a veteran at art retreats. I think she has been coming for the retreats from the second or the third retreat onwards. She's come for every retreat. So, we should just start calling it the Ritika art retreat now because she will be there. And I have seen how her work also has progressed. Again, the common factor between Rena and Ritika has been that they are just devil may care. They will just do it. For that matter, I would say the same thing about Shivani as well. She will just put her paint to paper, and you'll hear her often say, I don't care. She just does it. So I think that holds you in good stead, because the biggest problem is hesitation. The what if, and what if I do something wrong, is such a looming, unnecessary problem for us that we don't begin. And then when we don't begin, nothing happens. So, yes, I'm giving Ritika the screen now, and she will tell us about her experience.
Thank you, Aditi ma'am. I think, yes, I have been, so it was my fourth art retreat with her. And I have been, after COVID, I have been on all the art retreats. I'm grateful I could make it. And it has been quite a very different experience in each art retreat. So I cannot say, this art retreat is similar to this art retreat. No, she makes it very different. Everything is very different. And even the goodie bag, you cannot say it will be the same goodie bag that you have got. I have amazing collection from all the art retreats which I have got from her. And the learnings, it's amazing, to have her around. She's holding your hand, she's at your back, you see how she's observing, how she's looking at things, and she makes you do all that along. So those demos, spending time together, because it's 5 days, you're doing only art. So everyone is just focused on art, trying to look at the things. Okay, how can I put it in my paper? How can I so everyone is taking pictures and everything, drawing and sharing and talking to each other. What are my problems? This is what I have overcome of. Like I remember Amulya, because I was with her in the Goa art retreat, and I've seen her, evolving and growing. Now she enjoys just taking a color and, just start with the color. So I could see that boldness, because I have spent time with her to see how her art was evolving. So I think it was an amazing experience. I tell her always that, I'm a bit slow in my journey, but she says it's everyone, it's not only you, but it's everyone who is slow. But this art retreat really gives you a push. And I always, go ahead one step further whenever I come back. So this time it's more with the watercolors that my hesitance has come up, and I'm like, okay, no, I will go and I will draw something or the other. And just to share, because we were doing so much food, so so this is what I drew over there, in our evenings. And this was like amazing cheese platters we had, the best of the France we could experience thanks to our hosts. We could enjoy. So there were a lot of wine flowing for everyone. Then we had amazing cheeses to try, amazing spreads to try, crackers, olives, amazing olives that we could eat. So everything was so yummy. And they really made it the point that we were, like I'm a vegetarian. So I tried vegetarian steak. I tried vegetarian uh, something. So they will make like whatever was there in the non-vegetarian, they made sure that, the vegetarian also get to taste in another way, like a mock meat. But it was amazing. Then we had these flowers at our place, and then that was also amazing. And this was the food which we had on the first day. So this was our first demo that we sat all together. And this was the best thing, whenever she chooses a place, she chooses a place where you will have ample place to sit together, get all your colors around and play with it. So we all were together sitting, having our meals, but then, also learning together what we are drawing, how we are seeing the colors and everything. So this was our meals, the first day meal. I also drew some pizza because there was so much pizza we had during our trips. And I think one of the bestest pizzas we could ever have. So that was really, really amazing food we could get in France. And everything was so seamlessly planned. I don't know how she does it, but she makes it a point that come back with so many memories and so many lifetime experiences that we could make. And this is from grass, So first I just made the label, but then I thought this label doesn't make, because this is what she taught us there. Now you have to start thinking what what out of the box you're gonna do. So, you don't just, I mean, for me, that was my learning, I just don't have to just draw, I have to think. But out of the box, probably, Aditi ma'am might ask me to do. So think from that perspective. And then I thought maybe I can draw a bottle over here, and it will look more connected to my building from Fagunat, where we really went and had an amazing experience to see how perfumes were being made. So this was a very lovely experience. And maybe one last on the food, and then and then this, which we really enjoyed in Gordon. So it was more like those buckwheat crabs. They are called jellet. This was a learning for me. Okay, when it's a savory ones, it's called jellet. So we all had amazing meal times together, and it was one of the bestest trips of my life, I would say. I still wonder how did I reach there. That's what I was saying. And just to add to what Mamulya was saying, this was Gordon, and I made this
Wow.
map. I wanted to try, the buildings in this way because and the other thing which she made us learn was also, we were looking into, like, there were a lot of postcards and some stuff. But she said, just take inspiration from those postcards and, from those stuffs, how you're going to put it into your journal. And I remember I looked at one of the map and I said, I want to try map this way. Like maybe, if the buildings are like bit standing, how would it look? And this stone work, this was amazing because she demonstrated so much and I was so happy. Whatever in the class we have seen stone buildings, we got really an opportunities to stand, observe, and get them into our books. So it was a amazing experience. As Rena said, you have to really go with her and experience it, then you would see and then you will feel, it's amazing energy. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, Ritika. Thank you. Lovely. It's your journal is just looking beautiful. I'm going to now share your flip through, and if you feel you want to stop and say something, feel free to do that. Okay, so Ritika went ahead and also conquered Italy after France. So you'll see her journal have some interesting, yeah, pictures like this. So this, I think, also phenomenon is like a fourth retreat later phenomenon that each page has something and it's thought out. Um, so in the beginning, you have sporadic images. You have one picture that looks fine here, one picture that looks fine there. And over time, of course, after a month when you've come back and you've had time to finish some pictures also, you can hope to get a full flip through. This part I will let Tarini speak about later on because she's had the experience of uh, the sporadic sketchbook and then, due to circumstances, how to make a well, come up with a good flip through as well. So we'll wait for that later.
And this is what I drew standing there. So, because now she made our eyes look, and even this one standing there, we were waiting for the food to come, and she said, okay, let's everyone sketch. And we started to sketch. So it was amazing. I mean, getting that confidence, just to stand somewhere, and just bring that memory into your art book is an amazing skill that she had made us do. Yeah, this was also live sketch that I was sitting in the Picasso Museum and I drew that. So I said, how do I do it? It just came to me, you could try the blue pencil. And then I started with the blue pencil.
Oh, that port picture is very nice, Amulya.
I
Ritika.
wanted to somehow get, those ships and those lines because they were everything on the
Yeah, excellent, excellent.
This is
Oh,
this because
beautiful.
I went ahead after the trip. So these are few pictures from there. Yeah. More
Wow,
to do in the journal, but yes.
wonderful, wonderful, so nice. Great job.
And just to share, because I always tell Aditi, I generally get a storybook, from wherever I travel, so I remember. So this time all my storybooks are, illustrative books. I mean, they're all illustrations with small stories. So I got so much inspiration. I was so happy that this time, somehow the universe helped me to find those books. So I didn't buy anything, any clothes or anything, but I was only buying books which were like sketchbooks or, some illustrative books, which gave me as an inspiration that, maybe now when I will do more work, I can look at them. So thank you so much.
Excellent. Good job. Right. So, yeah, having Ritika on a retreat is always fabulous because this time, in fact, she was almost like my minion, and she would run around behind everybody and well encourage them and also mock critique their work. ये क्या बना रखा है? ये करो, वो करो. I loved it. So I wasn't required to do that. She was doing it for me. That was super fun. I'm sure somebody will remember that experience as well. All right, so next is Shivani. Shivani is also, incidentally, it happens that Shivani and Rena both were in school with me. Shivani is much younger than us. Her sister was in our class. So we had a different kind of reunion as well. We had that whole school bonding as well. And Shivani also has been in class since the lockdown. We, I think, got in touch during the lockdown and she has just stuck with me. She tried to get her daughter Ashika also to paint a little bit, and she was really good for a little while. And then, as kids are, sometimes they stay, sometimes you just hope that they do it at a later stage in life. As a parent, your job is just to introduce them and get it done. So yes, Shivani, I feel is, in a sense, I love her devil may care attitude. She is constantly looking for interesting things, and she came up with a fabulous um, idea that she does with other travel groups, which is called the Drunken Postcards. And I'd like her to talk about it as well because we've had a great time sending and now also receiving the postcards. But she will tell you something more about it. She just made us sit down one day and said, okay, this is it. This is what you're going to do. So, yeah, Shivani, your turn.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And just to share with you, yesterday, because we were doing one class with Aditi and then we ended up making stickers. This is what Ashika did. She
Oh,
made all these little duck stickers,
that
which I
is
think
so.
are just fabulous. And I was like, oh my God, you gotta make me some. And
Oh,
now I have. So she is doing art, it's just that she doesn't do classes.
that's
And she does
great.
it in her own
Lovely.
way. Yeah. I'm just gonna check because I'm not blurring it on purpose, but somehow it looks a bit blur in the back. Um, so my experience, this is my first art retreat. I was more excited because it was an international art retreat and I just wanted to travel and I have some downtime right now. So as soon as Aditi told us that we were doing an international one, I was in. I signed up first
Yeah.
and I was so ready to travel to see Aditi because even though we've been in school and I know Aditi probably for a really long time in terms of years, I've only met her twice in person. Once was in December when I came to Mumbai recently, and we did a mini retreat or an art day.
Meet up, yes.
Yeah, meet up. And then this is the second time or the second opportunity that I've got time to spend with her in person. And I think that's the difference because all these online classes are just amazing, of course. But when you're in person with a group of people, and the way Aditi obviously she teaches is just like you learn so much. I'll just give you a very simple example. It was just the way how I was washing my brush, and she looked at me. You could see that she was not happy, but she uses the most kindest words, and then she showed me how I should be washing my brush and how I should be wiping it dry, so that I don't mess up with the point of that brush, which I obviously have done over the few years that I've been using that particular paintbrush. So it's just little things like that, which in an online class you cannot identify because everybody's doing their thing. And then we just show the final outcome of what the art that we've done and we're just listening to Aditi. So that was for me the biggest thing. The art retreat allows us to be our own selves, do it the way we do it, And then Aditi then can guide us and teach us and show us how to look at different things in different ways. So the whole perspective for me was very nice. It was a great learning from an building and perspective drawing. And then food, I'm still not a big fan, so my food art is just it's okay. But my main, and this is where I would like to just diverse into what I really, really loved and learned. So it was the Picasso Museum for me, actually. And when we entered the Picasso Museum, the first few drawings of Picasso, like you look at them and you're thinking, "ये बच्चा भी बना सकता है. Small child can make it." You're like, why? Why is he so famous? And then she pointed out to us, just look at his lines, how confident those lines are. So I'll give you an example. I did one of his just purely from a line effect. So this is a goat. I don't know how to make this go away. The blur, because my blur background is not on.
Okay. 1 second. Let me just see if I can.
Maybe it's portrait lighting. Yeah, there you go. Got it. Portrait
Oh,
lighting.
okay.
Got it.
All right.
Okay, so this is just a very simple goat that Picasso had drawn. It was a goat he had won in a lottery. But just that explanation of the lines, that's what I did. I took a pencil and I just confidently drew lines, whatever I could see. And for me, this is what my biggest learning, that I can actually make confident lines. I'm not hesitating and making lines, or even with paint strokes to be able to hesitate and draw. I'm not doing that anymore. So everything in the Picasso Museum for me was my favorite learning experience. I'll show you another one that I did. This one I had done while I was standing. And originally, if you had seen this, it was everything's out of proportion. This does not match what is actually on the wall in the museum. And then I was going to paste another picture on top of it. And then Aditi said, no, why would you do that? Just continue doing it and try to fill the colors in and you'll be okay. And then that's what we did. We put the colors in and it just like for anybody, a novice or even somebody like me, when I look at it right now, I don't remember the mistakes I made. And that's what the learnings were, that when you eventually see the outcome, it still will look good no matter what. Like don't let your mind think so much. Just do it and it'll all be fine. So I'll just continue with my Picasso. So we've all got our different perspectives. This one was a favorite because I kind of moved away from the group in the Picasso Museum and I was making this particular portrait of a lady and I had all this attention. There were people coming from US and different places and they were taking pictures of me with the painting. So I know that like around the world now somebody's got a picture of me with this painting and the original standing. So I just love Picasso because you can't figure it out until you actually make it. It looks very simple. But when you start making it, like I know there are mistakes here. I can see them, but it doesn't matter because I've learned so much. This was another artist, also in the museum, but I loved the kind of modern art. I think that was for me the perspective, like thought process, changing and understanding what modern art is about. And there's one more modern art which I just want to show very quickly. It is this one.
Yeah.
It's like this statue, like it's actually looking round the way we saw it. And this fellow was so thin. So I found this really like interesting that I could just do this now. And just with paint strokes. I've not even used pencil or anything.
Wonderful. Very
Yeah,
nice collection.
thank you. Um, I'll end it with one last. So this was the first day, right? Everybody's done this, and I'm not happy at all because like it should be better, but just changing. Okay, let me do a food actually. This.
Oh my God.
The croissant. I was like, wow, I could actually do it without thinking the lines and everything. So I'm very
Excellent.
pleased with how everything's turned out and the entire experience. The group of people, each individual has its own personality, but how we just came together. We had so many stories, and eventually it was a very spiritual trip for me, especially with the hosts. Once again, I want to also thank Oranavi, Gopal, and Anye, because they were phenomenal. We've had so many memories with them, including the driving that Gopal did. So I just wanted to call that out. That's going to be my favorite parking memory.
Yes.
So thank you so much for letting me share this experience with you, Aditi, and with the group. And I'm looking forward to more art retreats and making a lot of more time and attending them in person.
Great. Thanks so much, Shivani. I'm just going to share your entire book flip through now. So if you, again, if you want to comment as we go along, that'll be great. Those tomatoes, don't miss it, everyone. They are there. Okay, this is the place we stayed. Many of these pictures, I think, were made just like standing up right there.
Yeah. Most of these were done standing at the locations and making it. And I think for me, it was the journal has so many differences. I didn't do a lot of writing, but my paintings are making the memories. And because it's covering so many different areas. So whatever we learn in a year is basically in a book now.
That is true. That's very true. Also, as soon as we go there, I give them this book and tell them that they have to finish it in 5 days. So there's this general sense of panic. Draw whatever you see, you have to put it in the book. You have to draw it immediately. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So,
this is like little things like the tablecloth at the villa. Just
yeah.
little things. Then they can just make your book look so, and the memory stays. And the twirling with Amulya taught us. We spent an afternoon twirling because it was so hot and we didn't want to paint.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Wow. Super. Lovely, lovely.
Thank you.
Great. It's always a pleasure to see everyone's journals. Everyone has so many different ways of showing the same thing because it's almost like the expression of their own experience is seen in the pictures. Right, so next in line we have Tarini. Uh, Tarini is such a trooper, my God. So she said when she came that she had a fall maybe a month or two ago, but she said, never mind, I will walk wherever, don't worry about it. As it turns out, when she came back, she got herself checked, and the doctor said she has, like, I don't know, a hairline fracture, and not from our trip, mind you. This was from a trip she had done in April in Japan, but she just ignored it and kept going and did everything. Nobody would have thought that she had a problem. I didn't hear her whine about her foot even once. And then when we came back, she was laid up in bed with her foot in a cast because Madam is going off to Norway on Wednesday for the next trip. So I don't know how she does it, but it was absolutely, I mean, I was gobsmacked when she told me that this is what her foot had gone through. But the advantage is that now that she was in bed and she was requested not to walk around, she had all the time to do the journal. And she put her heart and soul into it and came up with a fabulous flip through of her own. So now we'll hear a little more from Tarini herself.
Hey everyone. Yeah, so as Aditi says, I have this never say die attitude, no doubt about it. But the fact that I didn't know I had those hairline fractures also helped. Because had I known, I would have been a little more fussy, I guess. But I was not. I managed to go through it all, a little slow catching on with everybody while walking and all that. But I had the most fabulous time. This was my first ever art retreat. And believe you me, it was a game changer for me from the point of view of creating art. Because yes, I've done Aditi's classes, but I took a break for a couple of years due to work overload, and recently joined again for the travel classes. But being in the environment with everybody around you, everyone focused on the art, painting, it does something to you. It really does something to you. For one, major confidence, and belief in myself that yes, I can do it, because I'm so unsure of what to do, how to do. But you start observing everybody, you start learning from Aditi, and Aditi is so generous in her teaching. I have told this to so many people I've recommended the classes to, and it rubs off on everyone. All the girls were helping me, suggesting me. Ritika actually pointed out how I'm holding my brush and moving it on my book, and she demoed to me how to run my brush down when you fill it with pigment and water. That was some great learning. Amulya gave me a few tips. Shivani was fabulous as a room partner. We had the best time ever. And spending a week with the girls was so much fun. I felt I was on a school trip. The place we stayed was fabulous, lovely. It felt like home. Our hosts were really, really wonderful. And all our day trips were so well organized. The whole experience was so beautiful, a memory of a lifetime, honestly. And my favorite place was Antibes. And I keep wondering to myself, why do I like the Picasso Museum so much? I think it's because you can you have the freedom to create what you want and portray your individuality. There is no such thing as must do in Picasso's art. He was such a rebel, and I think that is what I like. It Antibes also, I think it has such a bohemian vibe to it that I really loved the place. And a beautifully organized trip, Aditi, and thank you so much. I look forward to more such retreats. And yeah, that's it from me. And lovely to see everyone here today.
Yeah, I think at every evening session when we would come back from our trip for the day, that used to be a lot of fun also. So everyone would get their sketchbooks out, what they have done during the daytime, they would finish, and then look at everybody else's work, because during the time that we were on location, unless you were next to the person, you hardly ever saw. The process was pretty simple. I tried to go there and give everyone some kind of demo, and then I just let them go. It's important to also travel during a travel art retreat. It's not an art class retreat. So I wanted everyone to decide for themselves what they wanted to do, how much art they wanted to do. Um, it's not as if we are not in school anymore, that we have to finish this and then we have to submit it and somebody is going to grade it and then we are going to, it's that is not the point. The art needs to be part of the joy. You want to take back the memory, you will make the time for it. And there are some days when you're just so exhausted, or you just want to sit back, you want to have a glass of wine, just enjoy the quiet, and that should be your choice. Fortunately for me, I didn't have to rally everyone to do anything more. If they saw somebody else doing it, the pressure built automatically. And after about 20 minutes, you start getting anxious. Say, okay, wait a minute, I need to get my journal out. I need to do something as well. So it also encourages people being in the group. It encourages you to shed either your laziness or your inhibitions and keep at it. So I want to share Tarini's flip through as well. No, this is not Tarini's, right? Is this Tarini's or this is Shivani?
No, no, this is not mine.
1 minute. So,
माझी ही जी टीचर आहे ना
oh,
तिचं हे आहे.
somebody has joined in. Can we mute? Okay, maybe that was a mistake. Okay, give me a second to pick out Tarani's. Um,
You want me to send it again, Aditi, on the group?
no, I have downloaded all of them, but I might
Oh, okay.
have mislabeled some of them. Let's see. Yes, I think this one is it.
You can mute it and put your music, actually, Aditi.
All right.
Yeah.
This is yours, right?
Yeah, that's mine. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, here goes. If you'd like to talk about some pictures, I can pause the video.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Actually, I just want to share with everybody that I struggle to stay within limit. I've tried really hard to space out the art and, you know, but if I had even a larger book, I would have filled it end to end. Every spread is like, some of the things are really over the top, but that's okay. I think I've yet to find my style. So more retreats will help me get there.
This is not over the top. This is fabulous. Oh, these are lovely. I love these
You can
pictures.
stop that and show the images if you want. I love the one with Ritika holding that box. It's not too clear over here.
Yeah, these box of was it oranges?
Nectarine.
Peaches, yeah,
I
the
think it was
juicy ones,
nectarine.
which we ate standing there, and the whole juice was flowing.
Yeah,
I know that was
The
such a
best.
memory. My vision of Amulya eating that one is stuck in my head.
yeah, that was something else. The most juicy,
And Shivani in the fountain in Cannes.
yes,
Yeah.
that was a complete Bollywood moment.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was just walking around everywhere without
So
any
these I
shirt. I
must
was wearing
say,
only shirts and I was walking because it was so hot.
yeah. This one I did on site,
Mm.
and the Picasso sculptures I did here at home.
Mm.
But I am so delighted with them that now I'm wondering whether I want to pull out the pages and frame them. But of course,
Mm.
I'm not going to do that. The book is going to be with me forever. I'm really proud of these. I just cannot believe that I've done these.
They're
And
very nice, very
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
It just happens. That's the thing. One day it just
yeah.
happens,
You
and
just evolve. You just evolve. You
you
know.
don't realize how.
I'm so glad that I made it to this retreat because the last Mahabaleshwar retreat I had to
Mm.
step out of. I got COVID.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is all your Paris. Lovely.
Yes, this is my Paris stay. This sculpture is another one that I'm really proud of. I would have been
Mm.
so scared to even attempt it.
All of these are very nice.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh, so nice, so nice. Oh my God. Just love it. It's beautiful. Oh, this croissant.
Yeah, so I pretty much managed the being in bed helped me get the
Yes.
time to do it. If I was working, I wouldn't have been able to do so much.
Yeah, we should start calling you Frida now.
Yeah, yeah. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Great, good. So we had one more member, Erika. She was the youngest member, but she's very quiet in her corner. We thought, okay, what is she doing? I was a little concerned. Erika is a friend's daughter, and she was there participating in everything, but you wouldn't know that she's there. She was just in the background, but very helpful, always around to do whatever was needed and participating in everything. So I'm going to share her flip through also because she has a style of her own. She has not attended any of my classes, but she is trained as I think, is it a graphic design or something? Animation. She's already studied, so she is good with the pen. Her skills are really nice. So I'd like to share that with you. And I suspect many people on the retreat also might not have seen Erika's journal because she would quietly do her journal somewhere without anyone seeing it, unless we took the journal out of her hand to see. Much of her work is in black and white, but it is so detailed, really, really nice. Just look at these spreads. And I honestly, I don't even know when she did it because she was um, she was just floating around, and then suddenly, if you took her book, look at this, beautifully done. Sorry, I'm trying to change her the pace. Wow, look at this detail, my God. Lovely. Even without color, the journal is just spectacular. Ah, beautiful. Ah, this is the one from Khan. Wonderful. So Erika is on the call. So I think she's still on the call. So yes, please share your comments for her work. I was very happy to see that she sent the journal. She is now working, I think, in Bombay. So I don't know next time when I'll get to see her personally, but I'm very happy that she came. Yeah, Shivani.
I just want to specifically call out Erika because she was so quiet. Like, and we had this bubbly group of people talking about all kinds of nonsense. She was the youngest.
Yeah.
So we gave life experiences and everything. And then I still remember, I think it was one of these evenings where we were doing art, and then we were like, Erika, show us your work. And then she's like, I know it's not good enough. She brings it in, and then we see this intricate art, pen work, which is mind blowing.
Yes.
I seriously, personally, I said, my God, you are so much better. You're this quiet person. We didn't realize that you are so talented. And that I really wanted to call that out to you, Erika, that you are so.
Yeah, just quietly doing her thing in one corner. She was amazing. Right. So I
Talented. Wow. It was so nice to have you and see your work. We didn't even.
sorry, I think my connection is not good right now. Okay, am I stuck or can you hear me? I can't hear anyone.
We
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you, Aditi.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. All right, so I have this little film that I have made for everyone to see, but it's going to take a little while for the film to start. So I'm going to share my journal. And there were far too many commitments after we came back, so I wasn't able to do as much as I would like to do in the journal. But what I did, I have completed those spreads and written a lot about the experience as well. But normally, what I recommend is that if you are doing a travel art journal, it's a good idea to allocate a certain amount of time after you come back to finish the journal. Because any more than a week, if you're going to spread it out, it generally does not work out. All right, I'm just going to wait for a second. I think there's a lag in my yeah. Is my connection okay? Is everyone able to follow me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can.
Sita.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, so this thing about the journal, what I was saying was that though we start the journal and try to do as much as we can on the trip, it is just smart to keep some time after you come back to complete those pages, because it's nearly impossible to finish all your illustrations on the trip itself. But beyond a week or maximum 10 days, it's impossible to give time to the journal even after you've come back. Then those illustrations just languish. So I took about a week after we came back to finish these, and then I just got into clearing my studio, moving my daughter and my cats from one place to another, and so I've abandoned. And now this journal may never be touched. So I'm going to show you the France part of the trip as well as the Vienna part, which is where I'm planning to do the next retreats. So coming up just before I'll make the announcement later as well, but I am planning on doing the next three retreats over the next year. One will be in Jaipur at the end of November, and I'll share those dates as well. And there will be two retreats internationally. One again will be at in the south of France in the same place, and there will be another one just maybe 5 days apart in Vienna. So hopefully I will see some of you over there as well. All right, so this is, just give me a second. I'm for some reason being shown that my disk is full. I don't want the recording to stop. All right. So here's my journal, and I'm also going to do a quick flip through. I'm not going to speak too much about it because everything has been spoken before. So, the brief that I give everyone is that we are going to do airport to airport sketching, which means that when you're at the airport, you find something to sketch. And four of us met at the airport, at Bombay airport itself. So then we split one versus three, or four again. Five of us met. This was because all of us met, there was no time to sketch at that time. So, this is what I started doing in the plane. And I also made a little infographic of what it, since we were flying through Zurich, this is what you have to go through to get from the exit at one place and then to the next connecting flight. We had 70 minutes and we barely made it. And I just found it very funny. So I said, okay, we need to remember that this is all you have to go through. Right. I always like to make a picture of the inside of the plane. It's usually the same, but it gives me good practice for perspective. The food on day one. And I had carried with me, yeah, this is my view of the place we stayed. So I had carried these stamps for everyone to use. I like that contrast between a stamp for letters and then hand lettering as well. And I love collecting postcards. And this was one sticker that we got in everybody's bag. And I went around and told everyone, please pick a bag if they're giving you one, because they are putting a sticker in that. This was the history of perfume museum. I still have to finish this page. I still want to put a few of the designs of bottles around this, and I have to title it. I still can't title it right now. This is my illustration of Gurda. I did a few demos, I think. Even this one, I did a demo of how to create contrast. So many of these pictures were made for everyone to just learn how to see stuff. And of course, the writing was done later. This demo was just to show you that no matter how wobbly your lines are, a glass will tend to look like a glass. It won't look like anything else. So to let go of your fear of drawing everything too perfectly, this glass itself looks drunk on wine, and that's fine. Okay, then we had Antibes. I loved making this. And in this one, I have used a little bit of pencil, but I've inked this with a brush pen. And that gives a very nice, bold character to the illustration. Again, these were made a little later. And I like to make tactile pages also. So I will bring in and put some bags or some kind of envelope. And I love collecting art in the form of postcards. The one thing I'll remember about this site or this painting was how hot it was. I think I must have tanned like 5 shades in the time that I made this painting out in the sun. And I'm looking at these guys and I'm saying, what is wrong with you people? Sitting voluntarily and tanning. It's crazy. Yeah, this was something that I really wanted to spend some time on. We got such a lovely little shot glass of cocoa. And the picture that I clicked had interesting highlights and reflections. So this was definitely not painted on site. It took me at least 2 hours to paint this. But once in a while, I like to put in something that is laborious. It really shows. Okay. I really enjoyed making this picture because this was, I think, the longest, most painful, hot experience for everyone. I must have taken about a good half an hour to 45 minutes to first draw this in pencil, ink it. Then I made everybody else sit and do the same thing, which is this. What am I going to do in the 45 minutes that they are supposed to do the first part? So I drew them. And then I went and painted it. And we recorded this whole thing so that everyone could then paint afterwards. I just loved this. And we were there for such a long time that I think a security guard in that building came and said, you guys are sitting here so long, I'm going to have to cut you a ticket. And I thought, oh my God, really? French police? But then, of course, he was just joking. My joke meter is generally very low. So this was almost like a postcard of the place that we had food at. But as you can see, I have made it in the wrong direction. Always happens in a blank book. You never know how you are turning the pages. Both sides it looks the same. It turned out upside down. More fun. Okay, here again. This is almost like a coming together copy of the 2 postcards that I already have. And that's why I like to collect these postcards, because there is something that you can pick up that you would not have thought of. and that can become your interpretation as well. And these are just vintage postcards. See, there was so much focus on art at that time. I don't know how long that's going to last now with all this AI nonsense. Another. So, Sampol, I had visited in 1996, and almost 29 years later, it is still the same, and not surprising because it's been the same for like 900 years. So, what is going to change? We found a lovely restaurant there. You'll see a picture of that in the film. And I'm still finishing a few things. This picture I literally made last night. These were some demos I made for, this was for Rena, this was for Ritika. A few things that I think the best thing about the retreat is you're right there, you can ask a question. You don't have to wait for the week to end, for the class to come, and me trying to figure out what your problem is and to show it. I think that was the best bit. And this was the last. I always like to draw pictures of people waiting at airports. They can sit still for a long time in a waiting room. So this was the France bit. And then Rena and I went to Vienna. So this was the first day we did nothing. So I haven't drawn anything. I told her, let's just keep the books and let's just explore the town. She had just 2 days in Vienna, so there was no point in wasting that in only illustrating. Let's see it. And I was going to spend another 5 days later. So the first point where I got time was on day 3, I think, when the friend we were staying with, she and I went to Salzburg. And I happened to walk by Mirabelle Palace, where there was a concert. You will not see the concert anywhere because I found a seat way in the back. But that also meant that I could lean back and take out all my art tools and make this sketch. Really, really magical. I've literally been brought up on a Sound of Music, and this was like almost going to Disneyland. This was back in Vienna. The next day, I found a place in St. Stephen's Cathedral. This is like the oldest cathedral and tallest. It's very impressive. And it's free. You just walk in, you can sit and attend Mass. I spoke with the guys there, being such a historic monument. I asked him, can I sit and sketch? And he said, yeah, I mean, we are allowing people to take photographs. It would be an insult if we don't allow artists. I mean, that's so cool. So, yeah, I just sat there. I made the black and white art. I have pictures of those, which I can share later. And I felt that it could do with some painting. So, this is something that I do when I am making my journals. I go overboard. I decided to, why not just try making a classic painting in watercolor. And then these were pictures that I made in one day. Just got out. I wanted to explore the city to plan for the retreat next year. I found a beautiful church. I stood out there and painted that. Just adjacent to that is, so this is the Protestant church. Just walk by. This is the Donnerbrunnen, the fountain over there. Nice big area, gardens around. Lovely place to sketch. Funnily enough, there were air misters everywhere. And I sat in one place to sketch, and suddenly there would be this water spray coming from behind me, and I had to find another spot because otherwise that water spray would have drenched all of my books. This was, I think, on the last day. I spent maybe a couple of hours drawing this church plein air from start to finish, including painting. And it was really, really fun. And finally, at the airport, flight was slightly delayed the first time. This was from Vienna to Istanbul. And then I could have painted a lot because my Istanbul flight was delayed for 13 hours. And we had the most miserable experience. Had I not had my journal along with me, I would have really, really sued them for it. But it was, for us, waiting is never a problem. You want us to wait? We'll wait. How many hours? Just give us some place to sit, we'll get our paints out, and life is sorted. All right, so I'm now going to share the film.
And Aditi, just quickly, because you mentioned paint, this is one of the items in the swag bag, which is this little like palette and paints, and this is all we needed pretty much. And there was a water brush, the one that can fill the water, that kind of brush. So we were with this and a rag, and
Yeah,
we're ready for the day.
that is true. That's true. That worked out really well. Cool. All right. So here's the film. It's about 6.5 minutes. Hopefully, it will play properly. I have two versions of it. If this one doesn't play, I'll try to play the other one. And those of you who might get bored and want to leave halfway through the film, also, I would like to thank you all for attending Sunday morning. And I will soon be sharing the dates of the retreat. Late November is going to be Jaipur, and late May, early June will be south of France and Vienna all over again. All right, now let's see this thing.
Beautifully done, Aditi.
Nice.
Lovely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, this is so nice.
No
Reliving
problem.
those moments again. Like, go to your smile right now.
Yeah. Right, so I'm moving spotlight now so that we can have the whole gallery. Everyone can turn their videos on. So we do have a lot of comments from everyone. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Um, Yeah, so the whole point of having today's event was that everyone could get together and I guess chat, ask each other questions. Also for us, for the people who did go, it is an experience to share what you've done. I know in the beginning I used to feel very uh, um, unsure, a little embarrassed about sharing. Any of my artwork. Though I may be better than other people, I always judged my own art very harshly. But for those who have the patience and people who are really interested in you, for us also to relive is amazing. We There is something about being able to share something and also learn something from the sharing, that the next time you're traveling, you know you want to do something else or something more, how you can bulk up your travel journal and make it even better, just for yourself, how much that memory matters. And there's something about making the travel journal I have also found is that, of course, when we go, we click pictures, we can relive the experience. But when you are making a mark on paper with your hand, I think it's like a whole body experience. Everyone, when you go through your pictures, you will remember the exact temperature, the time of day, what you ate, and who you were with, the smells in the air. So much more, I guess, the potency of that memory increases. I have journals made from 2011, and I still remember the smell of the food when we went to Hampi versus Hyderabad, when I was making the potted food and all. It's quite, um, I mean, the memories are maybe way different than when you just travel and click pictures or even movies. Um, Right. So, if you guys have any questions, thank you everyone for your comments. This is really nice. I will be saving these comments as well. And if you have any questions, I don't see any questions in the chat. So, can I throw this open for people to ask anything? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. I guess that's it then. Okay, so now the important news is the next retreats. So Ritu, will you help me with the retreats for the Jaipur retreat dates?
Yeah, hi, Aditi. Just one sec. I'll just give you the options. Should I give you the options?
Yes, you may. People who might be interested in the Jaipur retreat, we have a couple of date options, but we are going to do only one retreat. So if we get maximum people and whichever date option, that is the one we'll pick up. And I will share these details later also, so you don't really need to note it down. Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, yeah, we're looking at November 20th to 25th. That's the first option. Second one is November 27th to December 2nd. And then the third one is December 4th to December 9th. But we'd prefer to have it, starting in November because there's one particular activity which can happen only in November.
Option one. If you do
Okay.
option one, I'm in. I've got a wedding on the 2nd. I have to be at that wedding on the 30th of November. I will be there for the Jaipur one if you do option one.
All right. So,
Actually, Aditi, November 20th to 25th works ideally
all right.
because the thing is, if we get into December, then it's peak
Yeah,
tourist season.
right.
and forget the hotel rates and the extra people moving around. So everything just changes drastically. So
All
November
right.
actually ideally is the best.
Okay, so let's put that out and let's see what everyone says. So Susan has a question related to the retreat. She says, was it a bother with the standing sitting situation? Any specific things you would say are a must have? Anyone want to take that question?
I think I can add, Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, sorry, Ritika.
no,
So Aditi had suggested to us that we carry portable stools, which I was averse to carrying, and I managed really well. It was not a bother at all. Even with my horrid foot pain, I could do everything that everyone else was doing. And I think people are very welcoming. Contrary to what is the belief about the French, they are really friendly and welcoming. It's you just have to find your own space and make sure that you're not in anybody's way. Apart from that, there's nothing really much of a bother. Yeah.
Yeah, Ritika?
yeah, exactly. So, and I think the infrastructure and generally the places where we went, there were small places where we had like it starts from one place, ends from another place, and it's so beautifully done. You will still get some spots to sit. I mean, you have to find a spot, but once you get a spot, you can just sit there. And even at times it happens, we were looking for some restaurants, and we found that the restaurants were closed, like, they just kept the chairs out. We just sat there. I think that's what me, Shivani, and Rena did. We said we will sit here. If someone comes, we will say, okay, we are going. So we somehow figured it out, and it was not difficult. To find a place to, and it was even the standing was not that tiring because she generally asks us to just sketch in 15-20 minutes, so it's not like you're gonna be there like half an hour or more, and then you stretch a bit. So we, and also, once we completed, and then we had, maybe let's find another thing, what a more I can add to the journal. So we kept moving, we will find another spot. So it all made it more, just looking, I mean, we were so immersive with the place and everything. We were looking for new things that it didn't feel tiring in terms of space and all.
Shivani, you'd like to add?
Yeah, just a quick one about the people as well. The French people were so open, and when they saw us doing art, they were like really in awe, and they were very inclusive. They would ask us, they would talk to us, they were very happy to see us around. They would ask us where we are from. And then, particularly, I just wanted to call out like in Picasso Museum, we had one security guard who kept following us because we weren't allowed to take videos. There's a very strong privacy requirement in Europe. But eventually she turned around. She stopped the crowd so that we could take our group pictures. And then I had split away from the group. So she called me back. She said, "You can do whatever you want. I'm going to hand over. I'm going for lunch. So I'm going to hand over to you to another guard, and you just do whatever you want." So I had maximum a piece of towel, and I just sat down in a museum in the corner where I'm not obstructing anyone, and it was working out really well. So it's very comfortable and convenient to be able to do art everywhere.
Hmm, that's true. Yeah, so Kirti has a question that she feels a little awkward sketching in public. So, as a beginner, how do you overcome this awkwardness? Anybody would like to take that?
If I may take that one, don't think, just do. That is the motto of my life, and you won't believe the 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 attention you get and how it makes you feel so like proud, even though you might be a novice at art, because people are appreciating a skill that they don't have and you have. That is what art is for me.
True. Yeah, I think we think too much half the time. And also, as beginners, you're unsure of your own work, so that is one thing that you have to get over. But I mean, if your thinking is not moving you forward, then stop thinking and keep moving forward, even if it is art that you're not particularly proud to show off. it is still making more and more art, and that is going to take you in the right direction. So, yeah, Susan's suggestion is good. She finds headphones, she said. I find a quiet spot where there aren't too many people, and you just start doing it and keep doing it. I would say that's all there is to it. Okay, so yeah, so thank you so much, everyone. This was awesome. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did, because for us, it's like reliving all over again. I hope that I can see many of you at the next retreat. The Jaipur retreat, we can have many more people, even up to 12 people are going to be okay, because we are going to stay in a larger place. The south of France and the Vienna trip dates I will be sharing shortly, but be assured that there are going to be 3 trips. So if you want to figure out which one you want to come to, it's totally up to you. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's it from all of us.
I think one question Zai has, did you meet other sketchers?
Mhm.
So Zai, actually, there was a lot of art happening around. And I remember in Antibes, there were some art galleries, like small private artworks as well. So, I mean, they were very open, we kept roaming around, seeing their artwork. And I remember me, Shivani, and Amulya literally went to one who was doing art to just see how she was sketching. She showed us and we could see her work as well. So there was a lot of art around, to just go and absorb.
Yeah. Yeah, it was making art and seeing art over there. It was very easy. Everything is just so beautiful. It's just you sit any place, you point in any direction, start sketching, it works. So that's a huge advantage.
Also, the French aesthetics in their storefronts, their cafes, and the way they arranged even like a fruit bowl or flowers, everything was very, very creative and so much inspiration to pick up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Lots to do. Okay, great. So good. Thank you, everyone. And I'm going to sign off quickly now. I will be sharing everybody's flip throughs on the group right away. And the film I will upload on YouTube and share the link with you so that you can watch that at a later date, because the size is a little big for WhatsApp. And I will catch you in class next week. Bye, everyone. Have a nice Sunday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for
Bye.
sharing.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.